Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hopefully you can hear me on this microphone. Hopefully it's not super loud in your ear. But welcome to our weekly concert series. My name's Kareem Kandi. This is Jacques Willis on the drums, Greg Feingold on the bass, and our very special guest, Carolyn Graye, on the piano and the vocals. Well, I'm very excited to have with us today. She's composed an entire set of music for us to play today, so it's all her originals and compositions, so we're thrilled to be able to bring this to you today. And if you didn't catch it earlier, we also did a really nice interview with her that's on our YouTube channel now and also on our Facebook page. So I hope you enjoy the music, and we are going to start with
Thank You, Amen.
a piece entitled Thank You, Amen. Hope you like it.
One, two, 1, 2.
Ba ba da ba da.
So that was a song called Thank You, Amen. And we should introduce everybody. You know Kareem Kandi, our intrepid band leader and bon vivant of Tacoma. Always looking to elevate, I think, the profile of jazz in the Pacific Northwest. And that is much appreciated. Graye Feingold on the bass, masked and scary, but kind. And Jacques Willis, also masked and scary, but kind. Yeah, good guys. My name's Carolyn Graye. It's such a pleasure to be playing music. I mean, with humans, right? With real people. It's like, wow. So, moving on, this is a tune that has familiar chord changes. It was inspired, actually, by one of Kareem's other guests. You and Dave Marriott did a rewrite of... Didn't you do it, If You Could See Me Now?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very inspiring. I love that song. So I thought, okay, maybe, because you know how these jazz guys are, they love to do stuff like that. So I figured, let's see if we can do a rewrite on those changes and see what happens. And I don't know where my copy is, but
Which one are we doing?
I don't know. I'll find it. So, because you were kind enough to write all this stuff up for me.
What tune is it? Which one?
So I'll remember April. No, I'm not going to tell you. That's it. You're supposed to guess. Thank you. Oh, thanks. Okay. It's in B flat, right? Okay. So I wrote these lyrics also. They're kind of an homage to the original lyrics. So if you know the song, I won't forget, I won't be lonely, I'll remember April and I'll smile, yada, yada, yada. So that was kind of the whole idea of this. 1, 2, B flat band. Was it September? Was it December? I can't recall if it was winter or fall. The air was cool, the love light in the night was slowly dying. There was no use trying, I could see our time together would just be a pleasant interlude with no tears, no regrets. Strange how one forgets, looking back through wine and cigarettes. At the time it seemed so blind, but now I'm not so sure. Memories that were so free fade into a quiet whisper. Now I wonder how the past seems so changed as it gets rearranged. It seems to me that question can be answered until after. Life brings many years of happiness, joy, and laughter. that's the kind of song you can only write when you're older. I couldn't have written that in my 20s or 30s. It's like Ernestine Anderson used to say, you know, the nice thing about getting older is you know what to do with your time. Okay, so moving along. Oh, tune that I wrote. Actually, well, these are all tunes that I wrote. I didn't write those changes, though. But this is called Nothing Like Now. And none of these, I just would say, some of them going forward may sound like they're pandemic songs. This is the only one that is, and it doesn't have any words. But it's it just kind of popped up one day and puts some pressure on the bass player, which I always like to do. Or gives the bass player some space. That's what I really mean, right? So. 2, 3. Nothing like now. Yeah. I want to play that over. But we'll move on. So let's see. Oh, yeah. So this is a ballad that I wrote about a year and a half ago. It sounds like a pandemic song, but it's not. But it was written, it was kind of, I want to say, inspired by the death of a young man that I did not know very well, and hit me quite hard, much harder than I would have thought. And then as I started working on this, I started thinking about all the other losses that people have in their lives. And again, this was before COVID, but it's just kind of one of those things that comes with the territory, right? So it's called Always in My Heart. And I can't find my chart for it, so I'm going to look. So where to go? There it is. This is what makes tablets look so good, right? One, two, three, four. Missing you so much. Sometimes it's hard to breathe. Sometimes it's hard to cry. Even as I mourn and grieve, in my mind I know it was just your time to die. But in my heart I'm so confused. I still wonder why. But then your soul shines bright like the midday sun, like a moonlit night on a mountain top. I can see you, I can feel you, and I know right where you are. Always in my heart, you haven't gone that far. Like the midday sun, like a morning star on a mountain top. I can see you, can feel you, and I know it's not goodbye. It's just time we've spent apart. You're always in my heart. So, a couple more. How are we doing for time?
My watch is broken. I don't know.
Anybody? We got
We have 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Okay, so that should be 2 songs and maybe more, depending on how much we solo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's move on to Beautiful and Strange. Also not a pandemic song, but now maybe appropriate. Although I see light at the end of the tunnel here in terms of this really challenging year that we've all been through. I would just take a minute again to say that we are listening to, you are listening to, but we're all listening, Kareem Kandi on saxophone, Greg Feingold on bass, and Jock Willis. Okay, Beautiful and Strange. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Life is beautiful and strange. It's so easy to forget. All of this will change. Nothing's permanent. I remind myself it should come as no surprise when sadness hides the sun. My worst fears arise. Just got to hold on, not too tight, enough to stay strong when it feels like a fight. Hold on, it's alright. The storm will pass, it never lasts. Miracles abound, I see them every day. Mysterious, profound, they can't be explained away. We can't always know when our time will be to follow those who've gone beyond and now are free. So we just hold on, but not too tight, enough to stay strong when it feels like a fight. Hold on, it's alright. The storm will pass, it never lasts. When fear and doubt betray us, time and love will save us. last tune. It's my understanding. Kareem usually does the emceeing, but he put it off on me. I'm good with it. It's okay. So we're going to close out this set with a song I wrote a long time ago. It's on my first CD. It's called Joey's Blues. And we hope you like it. I should say, though, before we sign off, I'll introduce everybody one last time, but Kareem's been doing this as part of his World Orchestra nonprofit, right? Yeah, and again, nobody works harder in the Northwest to give jazz visibility and to support his fellow musicians and to just be an all-around awesome human being than Kareem Kandi. These interviews, the sessions, always looking at a way to, and looking for a way to make things happen, and he does. So if you would like to donate, I think what are the options for donating?
PayPal, Venmo, or mailing a check.
Okay, so,
Gold bullion as well.
okay, PayPal, Venmo, mail a check, right? Okay, so just think about, think about supporting our hardworking guys who keep the rest of us afloat. I will say, really, it's been for musicians, this has been a really, really hard year. And it's not just musicians, right? But an opportunity to play with great players and get together and sort of have some normalcy in this very weird time really feels like vacation, you know. It's great. So we're going to close out Joey's Blues. Joey's Blues. Kareem Kandi on tenor saxophone. Greg Feingold on bass. Jock Willis on drums. My name's Carolyn Graye, and this was a blast. Thank you.
Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed the music. As I said before, the interview and this performance will be up on our YouTube page shortly. And it's been a pleasure having Carolyn with us to present her music and share her insight with us and her many wonderful experiences with the life of music. Hope you've enjoyed it. Before, I thought everyone up here knew one another, but we hadn't met. Greg and Jacques had never met Carolyn before, and we've never played together, and we're all sight reading this music. So, yeah, that's the beauty of this wonderful art form, and hope you're enjoying what we're doing here, and hope you're staying safe out there, and hope to see you next week. Next week we'll have the wonderful drummer and composer and general man about town, Julian McDonough, joining us for a great set of music. So tune in and stay tuned. See you later. Have a good night.